Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video vlog is going to be my Amazing Read-A-Thon vlog because I am participating in this wonderful read-a-thon hosted by Brie from 4 Paws and a Book, and you need to go follow her down below. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. This read-a-thon is incredible. There are so many amazing hosts and like co-hosts and all of that for each team, and definitely join in next time if you didn't join in this time. I don't think it's too late to join. Depends when I upload this video. I don't know if I'm doing this vlog for the first week or like the first, or just like the whole month. I don't know. I think I might just do the whole month. I'm very excited. What's the date? It's like 1 week into August, so I have read quite a bit already for this readathon and I'm having the best time. I feel so accomplished when I reach every city in it, and yeah, I'm just having the best time with my bookish friends and my team, which is Yellow. I'm on Team Yellow and I'm having a great time. But yeah, I thought I would just talk about what I've read so far, and I need to continue talking about what I'm going to read because I totally forgot to vlog. I was meaning to pick up the camera and talk about my thoughts as I was reading these books, and then it kind of just time escaped me and I was too into reading that I just totally forgot. But let's get into it. Okay, so the first prompt was a book from the big 5 publishers and their indents and all of that, and for this one I had a really hard time. So I was currently reading at the time did not fit this, and I realized that I don't have a lot of books by the big 5 on my shelf, but I finally found an indent. So I have a HarperCollins book here, and I was actually sent this by HarperCollins, but it's Avon, which is an indent of HarperCollins. But I was very excited to finally get to this because I read Secretly Yours not that long ago and really enjoyed it. This up, gave it 5 stars. It was so great. I read it in like 1 day. I think it was even better than Secretly Yours. I just had a great time reading this, and the chemistry between these two was amazing. Bit of enemies to lovers, fake marriage. It was just great. Basically, this one is about the sister of the previous love interest in Secretly Yours, and I always enjoyed her character in that book, and she was just so funny and just outgoing and didn't want to listen to anyone. And basically in this book she has been really badly dumped by her ex-fiance, who they work together in this like big law firm, and her dream was to always start a big law firm herself and be successful as a lawyer, but because of that situation she was kind of like thrown out of the law world, and no one wanted to talk to her because of how embarrassing this situation was with her ex, and he basically stole all her clients and blah 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 blah, and just kind of made a fool of her and chose his job over her. So she is kind of left with nothing, and she wants to start her own law firm, but she has no money and can't do that. And she knows that she has a trust fund, but the rule in her family, because they're very traditional and her dad was like very old Italian family, was that she needed to get married to get access to this trust fund. So that is what she does with this ex-Navy SEAL. Everything by Tessa Bailey, I always have a good time, and I will forever pick up everything by her. And it was just like the perfect book to go into for the first prompt of this readathon, because I started off strong and I loved this, and yeah, I just had a really good time. And thank you so much to HarperCollins for sending this to me. And the second book I picked up, so that was for New York. I made it to New York. I haven't done any sightseeing yet, be aware of that. If you don't really know the gist of the readathon, then it's quite hard to explain, I think, and I would do a terrible job of it. So definitely go watch Brie's video announcement for the readathon, or it's okay, it's all right. I'm just talking books, it's fine. If you don't understand the logistics, it's totally okay. Basically, I'm reading a book to get to a place, and if I make it to that place before I have to leave to go to another place, I can sightsee for extra points. But I haven't been able to do that yet because every time I finish a book, another prompt comes out, so that's okay. The next place we were going to was Mexico City, and for this one we had to read a book with a beautiful cover, and this was very personal to everyone. And for this one I chose The Perfect Girlfriend, I think that's what it's called, by Hayley Smith, and I was recommended by Neva because I was just like out of options. I was like, I don't know what to read. I don't really, well, the books on my shelf with beautiful covers right now aren't what I want to read, and they're too big or whatever. So I ended up reading this one, and it was a thriller, and I don't often read many thrillers and I don't often enjoy them. I don't know what it is, I just don't connect with it. And this one was the same. I gave it 3 stars. I just felt that it was very, I don't know how to explain it. It's like more general fiction, and I just don't connect that well with that. And I'm not in suspense or anything, and I don't really like being scared. And yeah, I just don't really connect with the characters. I don't really like what's happening. I didn't like the domestic violence in it. Like, I didn't want to really read about that at the time. But it was still like an okay story. And like, I can definitely say why other people like it. It's just not for me. But I did finish that and made it to Mexico City. That gets us to now, where we are on our way to Brazil. And the prompt is a book with 3 or more people on the cover. And this one took me some time to find one. I was going insane over this one. I could not find a book on my shelf. I literally do not have a book with 3 or more people on the cover that I haven't read. And I wanted to read a romance book, I really did. And lots of romance books only have 2 people on the cover because why would they have another person? That's just not what it's about. But then I figured out the way to get around this was to find a book with a love triangle or a polyamorous relationship or something like that. So I finally found a book with 3 people on the cover on Kindle Unlimited, and it's called Double Pucked, and I'm very excited about it. I'm currently 20% of the way through, and I'm hoping to finish it today or later today or something, like, I don't know, tomorrow, just soon, before the next prompt comes out, hopefully, which I feel like it's going to be like tomorrow. So I need to get onto that. So far, I'm enjoying it. It's not like the best written piece of work I've ever read, but it is enjoyable. This, it's quite funny. Like the name, and I've just been seeing lots of drama on Book Talk about hockey romance situations, and that stuff is so bad, and like everything that's going on, I feel so bad for the author for that book, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't want to bring that on here. But naturally, I wanted to read a hockey romance after all of that drama. And I've been wanting to read Pucking Around for a little while, but it's just not the time, and it didn't go with any of these prompts, so I haven't picked that up yet. So I decided to pick this one up to get me into it, and yeah, it's very interesting. It's quite a funny premise where this girl finds out her boyfriend was cheating on her in quite a funny situation, and then he's like obsessed with hockey and has won these VIP tickets to go meet the players and have like a night out with them and whatever. And so she steals his tickets to that when she leaves him finally, and she goes on this, and there's 2 hockey players there, and it's very exciting. They're like best friends, been friends like their whole life. One of them's like a golden retriever, and the other one is like a moody bad boy. So yes, I'm having fun. Not much ice hockey going on at the moment, but I'm still enjoying the vibe of it. And yeah, that's currently what's going on in the Amazing Read-A-Thon. I've done all of the detours. as I will update you as soon as I have something else to update. But yeah, go Team Yellow. We've got this. It's going to be good. And I'm very excited to be a part of this readathon. It's so much fun. Hello. So it's been a little while since I've updated you, and I have read one book in the meantime, and that was for a book with 3 or more people on the cover prompt, and that was to get me to Brazil. And I read, it was called Double Parked, and I absolutely loved this book. I ended up giving it 4 stars just because it like lacked a few things, and it was very like insta-lovey almost. But I had such a good time reading it. It was so much fun. It was definitely different to what I expected it to be like. It was so smutty, in like the best way. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the 2 male main characters. Like, they were amazing, and the main female character was a manager at a bookstore as well, so she loved to read and loved romance books, so I can definitely relate with that. If you're trying to get into like hockey romance, I feel like that was like a really crazy first start. Like, I really do want to read Icebreaker. I feel like that will be a little bit less intense, but this one was very heavy on the threesome aspect, let me tell you. The next one is a retelling, and that's To Get Us to London. And I have been in between so many books for this one. I had such a crazy weekend that I didn't really get much done in terms of reading, but I have like made it through half a book, which I think I'm going to DNF. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I want to do. For the prompt though, I want to count A Court of Thorns and Roses, as it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I didn't even realise. So that's interesting. I should have realised with like the rose, I don't know, just never thought of it that way, and apparently they're all kind of retellings, so that's interesting. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I haven't really picked it up for a little while, so I'm going to hopefully get a lot of this done tonight and tomorrow. And hopefully have my London prompt done, and then I want to do a little bit of sightseeing because I had so many books that I could have used for this one. I really wanted to read the rest of my Marissa Meyer books, but they're just too long for me to physically get through them for this readathon, so I needed to go and think a little bit smaller. So I did find this little short, it's like a really short actually, it was like 70 pages or something, maybe not even that. No, like a little book, I don't know, about like the wicked, like the villains in Disney movies, by Gail Forman, the same person that wrote If I Stay. Is that right? I don't know where those books are. Anyway, so yes, I wanted to pick that up, and I was kind of listening to Cruel Beauty by Carissa Broadbent, I think, and I was not enjoying that. I kind of just had a really big disconnection with it. Like, I definitely felt the Beauty and the Beast vibes from that, but I just wasn't like feeling it, and it was kind of boring, and didn't really like the main character, and the fact that, I don't know, I've been reading so much like adult romance lately that I'm kind of expecting like the most amount of smut in things, and when they're not there, I get like really disappointed. I'm like, what is this? Who cares? So that's kind of bad on my part. But I just feel like Cruel Beauty isn't something that I care to read right now. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna DNF that, but I want to get to 50% so I can count it for a book read in this readathon. I'm really enjoying this so far. I am doing a separate vlog for ACOTAR, but I want to generally share my thoughts on here because this will be one of the bigger books I read during this readathon. I'm also actually reading the first book in the Miles High Club. Might count that as the book for Rome. But yeah, that's all for now though. I wanted to interrupt this Amazing Read-A-Thon extravaganza with a little book haul because I recently received quite a few books in the mail all from the one series, and I'm so excited about them. It's something that I have been considering purchasing for a little while now, but I couldn't reason it and I couldn't like rationalize why I needed it, but I needed it. So I bought it. I haven't got all of them because the last two I couldn't find, but anyway, I'm just gonna show you what it is. Look what we've got here. We have the first, oh my god, they're so heavy, 6 books in the Zodiac Academy series, and I'm so excited. As you guys know, the Kookaburras are going for it right now. As you guys know, I have been reading this series for like a little while now. I feel like a year ago I started Zodiac Academy, The Awakening. I've read the first 5, so I've only got 1 book here that I haven't read, which is just, I couldn't reason with myself to buy books I've already read. But this is like one of my favorite series, so I had to have it physically on my shelf, but it's so hard to find in Australia for like less than $40 a book. But I got all of these secondhand, so I'm very happy about that, giving them a new home, and they're pretty good condition as well. Like some of them are like brand new, never been touched. The others like might have like a little bit of a cracked spine, like a tiny bit, but I don't mind that. I'm just like loving the finally having these physical covers of like the beautifulness of them. But yes, so if you don't know, this is Zodiac Academy. It's a very good series. I highly recommend if you like fantasy romance, bully romance, definitely. If you like zodiacs and like astrology and all of that kind of thing, it's very good. And yeah, I'm very excited to have this on my shelf, and I just need to find the last 2 because I can't find them for less than $75 each, and I'm not about to go buy a $75 book. I can't do that. So that's my little book haul here. Oh my god, it's gonna be one of the biggest book buying years of my life. Like, I have never bought this many books ever in 1 year, and I now need another shelf. So that's what's become of this, because I don't want to get rid of my little Legos. Hello, I am in Rome. I have made it to Rome. I have finished ACOTAR for the first time ever. I am finally with everyone else on this bandwagon train. I'm here and I am very excited. I finished this last night and I cannot stop raving. I'm gonna cry. It was so good. I didn't expect to enjoy the first book this much. I definitely expected to enjoy the rest a lot, but no, I am for sure loving this. I am very, very excited to continue on with this series, and in fact I've started already going into the next one. I really enjoyed the plot of this. Like, I didn't expect it to be so on edge. Like, I was like shaking and I was like really getting into it last night. That like the 3 trials in this, if you've read it, that was great. Reese, my gosh, I'm just excited for the next book, really. But yeah, I don't know if I'm like really bad at predicting what's gonna happen or what, but everything that happened in this book I was not expecting, and I really appreciated that. And it was very nice to go into a book and not just enjoy the romance, but enjoy the actual plot and the world building and everything. And I'm so intrigued to get to know more about these characters and have their relationships form, not just the romantic relationships, but the friendships and like enemy relationships as well is so interesting, and just seeing how this plot plays out and all the different things that happen in this are going to just be insane. So I'm just very excited. For sightseeing, I picked up Wretched by Emily McIntyre, dark retellings of different fairy tales and Disney tales and all of that, and this one was from The Wizard of Oz, and I quite enjoyed this one. It was a lot better than the previous one, and I did enjoy reading a Wizard of Oz dark retelling kind of thing, but I just don't think these books are for me, and I wasn't going to pick up this one because I didn't want to continue on. And I also read another retelling of like the Wicked characters in Disney stories, and it was just like a 50-page little short story by Gail Forman. I think I've talked about this. I really enjoyed that as well. So that was a good time. But I think I'm going to end this vlog here, as it is now halfway through the month and I'm on my way to Rome. I will be vlogging my next half of the month for the Amazing Read-A-Thon. I've had such a great time so far, and I'm just so thankful to Brie for creating such an amazing readathon. This month I've read so many books and it's really boosted up my Goodreads goal like a lot, and I'm having the best time and reading some seriously amazing books. But yes, so look out for that whenever I post this. The next one isn't too far off, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video.